Hey, what is up guys, Phoenix here, and welcome to what I hope is the final part of our Nezuko Kamado pixel art tutorial. So where we last left off, we completed the eyes and all the shading there. We also even did the muzzle, so that was pretty good. Saves me some time from doing that later. And now we're on like the final bit, which is going to be the hair and then the ribbon in her hair part. Lucky for me, the ribbon in the hair doesn't interfere until we get to the right side, so we can pretty much do everything on the left side, and we have some setup for that as well. If you remember, we put these pieces of coal on the floor spaced out like so. So as long as you still have these on the floor, we're gonna go one by one and use those to complete the rest of the build. Some of them are a lot quicker than others, but we're just gonna take our time and go through them all. So first thing we're gonna do is start with this one all the way on the left side right here. The first one that's after her hair border, and it should be this 2 vertical in the ground right here. And we're going to be using our grass block and our block of coal for this segment. You can also have a black concrete in your inventory, because when I get to the shading part, I want you to have the black concrete ready, so that way you can use it for the shading. Let's go from the 2 vertical now and put our placement block on top to start us off. And we're going to go up and to the left 4 vertical 2 times in a row. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, that's 2. I probably should remove these dirt blocks from the ground. Then again, they don't really matter currently, so I'll just leave them, I guess. But I probably should have removed them a while ago. From those 2 sets of 4 vertical, we're going to go up and to the left again. 5 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5. And once you have that 5 vertical, I want you to locate the second block, which is the 3rd block from the top or 3rd block from the bottom. Doesn't matter. And we're going to put one piece of one piece of coal to the right. So now it splits into 2 different directions. They're both going to connect to each other, so it's fine. Let's do this part for the top. So what we're going to do is go to the top of the 5 vertical and go up and to the left. 19 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. And then we're going to put a piece of grass block on the top or right side. Let's go back to the bottom and delete that extra dirt block as well. And then we can fly back up to the top, and where we have these blocks of coal, these placement blocks. I can't talk today. I've been trying to talk smoothly. I'm messing it up. Where we have these placement blocks, we're going to go up and to the right, 2 vertical, 1 2, up and to the right, 1 single, and then we're going to do this 2 vertical 1 single pattern a couple times. We're going to do it 1 2 3 4 5 times in a row. So ignoring this first one, we're going to go up and to the right, 2 vertical and 1 single 5 more times. So placing block to the top or right side, 1 2, and then 1. That was 1 1 2, then 1, that's 2, 1 2, then 1, that's 3, 1 2, then 1, that's 4, 1 2, then 1, that's 5. Perfect. From that 5th single, this one at the top, we're going to add an extra coal to the right side, like so. It creates a 2 flat. And this is what we're going to be using to bring it back down. So if we go to the right block in the 2 flat, we can put 1 coal on top. And then we can go below it and put 4 more coal going straight down. 1 2 3 4, like so. We can then grab a placement block and put it at the bottom right here or to the left side, and use that to start bridging to the bottom. And we're going to go down into the left 6 vertical, 1 2 3 4 5 6, down into the left 4 vertical, 1 2 3 4, down into the left 7 vertical now, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, placement block, down into the left 5 vertical, 1 2 3 4 5. We're on the home stretch right now to connect there. We're just going to go down into left 3 vertical, 1 2 3, down into left 2 vertical 2 times in a row, 1 2, that's 1, 1 2, that's 2, down into left 1 single, down into left 2 vertical 2 times in a row, 1 2, that's 1, and then finally 1 2, that's 2. And as you can see, it should have connected at the diagonal to the single we already had waiting for us, closing out that shape. So if you have something that looks like this, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need this kind of shape going on here because this doesn't connect to anything. So this is one of those parts where I tell you guys, if you slightly messed up or something, just connect it back and you should be fine, as long as it doesn't get into the way of the other ones. But this doesn't touch anything, so this doesn't really matter. All right, so then we're gonna go over to the right now to this 2 vertical and start bringing that up now. So let's put our placing block above it and get started. We're first gonna go up into the right 2 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Up into the right 1 single. Up into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up into the right 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up into the right 2 singles. 1, 2. And then from those 2 singles, we're going to put our grass block on top and go up into the right 2 flat. 1, 2. And then we're going to kind of just use that to bridge into the shoulder as well as doing another branch of her hair. So from that 2 flat, if we go to the right block in it, we can put our placement block on top and come back to it later. What we can do at the bottom of it though is put 4 coal going straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can then go down into left 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Down into left 1 single. Down into left 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to left 2 vertical 2 times in a row, and this should connect to the single we have right here. So 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Perfect. So now we're going to return to the 2 flat that we marked the top block at right here, and I want you to go up and to the right from it 5 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From that 5 vertical, if we find the top block in it, we can put a placement block above it. But what we can also do is we can go to the, sorry, I got a text message I had to check. We can go to the left side of the top block and put 6 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that we have that 6 flat right here, where you can put a placement block, I mean not a placement block, 1 coal at the end, and then when we have that 1 coal, we can put 1 below that, like so. And the reason we're doing this is there's this floating segment of hair. I don't really know why it's there, and probably I could have removed it from the build, but it's there, so we're gonna leave it there. From the 2 vertical right here on the left side, we're gonna put a placement block underneath and go down into the left 5 flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 4, 5, like so. And then once we have that 5 flat, we can go over to the left side of it, and on the final block over here, we can go above it and put 9 pieces of coal going straight up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can then put a placement block above that and go up into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up into the right 5 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from that 5 flat, if we go to the final block on the right side over here, we can put another 9 below it, and this should connect at the diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now what we can do is backtrack to the 5 vertical over here, and we can go up into the right 3 vertical 2 times in a row from it. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. Up into the right 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up into the right 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. And this is just basically trying to capture the curves of her hair. And oh, I didn't even notice that we didn't finish this part over here. This is supposed to be brought up towards the lower part of her ear. I'll probably get to that next. Hopefully I don't forget it. From the 3 vertical we have over here, we're gonna go and put a placement block above it and go up into the left 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up into left 3 vertical, and we're gonna do that 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. And then finally 1, 2, 3, that's 3. All right, looking good. It's gonna start getting longer with the pieces soon before we start stretching up. So we're gonna go up into the left 2 vertical now, so placement block to the top, 1 2. Up and to left 5 vertical, 1 2 3 4 5. Placement block to the top or left side, up and to the left 32 verticals. I want you to count this carefully, and every 10 blocks we're going to mark it just so that way we can backtrack in case we may make a mistake while counting. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's 10. So we mark it and continue. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's 2. And remember, we need 32, so we need to do 10 more and then 2 after that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's 30. And then finally 2 more after that. 1 2. All right, perfect. So you can remove these extra placement blocks now, and you should have 32 just fine. Now going to the top, we're going to start curving towards the right side. So I'm going to put our placement block to the top, but if you wanted to, you could also put it to the right. And we're going to go up and to the right, 11 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Up and to the right, 9 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Up and to the right, 5 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5. We're making some good progress. Let me just go back now and clean up some of this workspace. I did miss a couple of them, so just want to get rid of those. All right, and let's continue extending this thing up. So from the 5 vertical, if we put our placement block on top of the top block, we can go up and to the right, 9 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Up and to the right, 4 vertical. 1 2 3 4. Up and to the right, 3 vertical, and we're going to do that 5 times in a row. So 1 2 3, that's 1. 1 2 3, that's 2. 1 2 3, that's 3. 1 2 3, that's 4. And then finally, placement block. 1 2 3, that's 5. Perfect. Sorry about that, my capture card cut off, so let me just kind of recollect myself, see where I'm at. Was it the 3 vertical 5 times in a row? So 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, okay, we're good. Let me get rid of this dirt real quick and then we'll continue. All right, so from there we can put our placement block to the top or right side and go up and to the right now. 2 vertical. 1 2. We can then go up and to the right from that 2 vertical, 3 vertical. 1 2 3. And then we're getting ready to flatten things out, so we're gonna go up and to the right 4 singles now. 1 2 3 4. And then let's put our placement block to the right side, so that way we can go up and to the right 2 flat, and then up and to the right 3 flat. 1 2 3. And that's it for this strand of hair. We could start doing some of the shading blocks, and actually I'll put the first bit right there, but we don't have anything to connect it to yet, so we're not gonna do that. So from that 3 flat, we're gonna switch over to our black concrete, and we're gonna go up into the right 3 flat with the black concrete, and we can mark it to come back to later. This is gonna be for the shading portion of her hair, because her hair is gonna be a mix of gray and black. That's why I used a different type of black for the coloring. But yeah, we need to do the ribbon and the right side of the hair first before we can do this. So let's drop down now to that part of the hair on the left side that's close to the muzzle that I said I missed before. We'll get that done too, because that's supposed to connect to the ear, and it should only be like a quick 2-second part. Like, it's gonna be only a couple of blocks. So we drop down all the way over here to where we have this 1 single placed, and I think this is a 7 vertical. So let me count: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah. So if you look at the right hand camera screen, you can get an idea of where we're at. And what we're gonna do is from that 7 vertical, we have the top block marked, so we're gonna go to the top block, put a placement block above it, and go up into the right 3 vertical 2 times in a row. 1 2 3, that's 1. Placement block to the top or right side again. 1 2 3, that's 2. Up into the right 4 vertical. 1 2 3 4. From that 4 vertical, we're gonna put a placement block above it now and go up into the left 2 vertical. 1 2. Up into the left 3 vertical. 1 2 3. Up into the left 2 vertical again. 1 2. And we're just putting our placement block on top each time. Up into the left 3 vertical. 1 2 3. Up into the left 2 vertical. 1 2. And then finally, for the home stretch, we're just going to go up and to the left 21 vertical. So count this carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark that 10th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark that, and then 21. All right, so we can get rid of those placement blocks now. This is good. So the left side is completely connected. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We can now move on to the right side of her build and worry about that. So now if we fly over to the right side of the build, the first stop is going to be this little section on the right side of the muzzle that we've left with dirt on it. We have this 2 vertical marked, and we also have this 3 vertical marked. We're going to want to connect those. So let's start with the 3 vertical and go underneath it with our placement block and go down and to the left 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put a placement block to the bottom or left side and continue working from there. We're then gonna go down into left 3 vertical 2 times in a row. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1. Put a placement block underneath and do it again. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. And that should have touched at the diagonal with the 2 vertical we already had there, so that's good. Let's get rid of those dirt blocks. And you can kind of see how the hair is shaping out. So once you have that complete now, we can drop back down to the floor level to where we have these spaced out coals, kind of like what we did with the left side. We're gonna do the same thing over here pretty much. This right side actually connects to the left side, and the left side ends up going all the way. There's 2 of these marked. You can see this 1 single and this 5 vertical. The 5 vertical ends up connecting to what we're gonna build on the 1 single, so I think it'd be smart to do the 5 vertical first. So let's fly over to there and put our placement block above it. And what we're gonna do is go up into the right 3 vertical with our coal. 1, 2, 3. We're then gonna go up into the right 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And from the top block in that 4 vertical, we're gonna just put 1 to the left like so, creating this 2-way path pretty much that we can work with. So now once we have that, we can go to the right side, and we're going to put our placement block above that right block and go up into the right 4 vertical from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then gonna go up into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. And before we continue any further, let's go back down to that 2 flat again. We built from the right block. I want to mark the left block so we can come back to it later. I forgot to mark it. So now we can go back to that 2 vertical. So from that 2 vertical, we already put our placement block above it. We can then go up into the right 9 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this is going to split into 2 directions as well, so we can put our placement block on top, so that way we can work with either the left or the right side and have the same block be used. So from the left side, we're going to go up into the left 1 single, and from the right side, we're going to go up into the right 5 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So going through that single, we're going to put a placement block above it and go up into the left 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up into left 1 single. Up into left 2 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Up into left 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up into left 2 vertical again. 1, 2. Up into left 6 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Placement block on top or to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And we can drop back down now because the right side will end up meeting up with that. So if we go to the right side where we had this 5 vertical waiting for us, we can work with that. So let's put our placement block to the top each time and we should be good to go. We're going to go up into the right 7 vertical to start this side off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up into the left 5 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Placement block on top or to the left side. We're then going to go up into the left 4 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, I'm messing up today. Alright, placement block. And then we can go up into the left 2 vertical. 1, 2. And then let's finish this off. Like I said, it should connect by going up into the left 4 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. You can see that final single met at the diagonal, closing out the shape. This is another one of those things that doesn't really connect to much, so it doesn't really matter. but it is nice to have that shape completed just so that way it can make sense and things match up perfectly. So now what we can do is drop back down now to that 2 flat. Remember, we marked that left block, or at least I had us go back and mark that left block because we missed it at first. And from that left block, we're going to put our placement block to the left or top side. So that way we can go up and to the left, 2 vertical, 1, 2. Up and to the left, 1 single. Up and to the left, 2 vertical again, 1, 2. Up and to the left, 2 flat, 1, 2. Up and to the left, 2 singles, 1, 2. Up and to the left, 2 flat, 2 times in a row, 1, 2, that's 1, 1, 2, that's 2. Up and to the left, 1 single. Up and to the left, 2 flat. And let me just zoom out real quick just so I can see what shape we're working with here. So we have single, single, then we have 2 flat, 2 flat, then another single. Just don't want to get lost, that's why, sorry. So 2 singles, then single, 2 flat, all right. From here, we're gonna go up and to the left, 1 single. Up and to the left, 2 flat, 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Up and to the left, 1 single. Up and to the left, 2 flat. Up and to the left, 1 single again. And then up and to the left, 2 flat, 2 times in a row. So placing block to the top or left side. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. I know that was very confusing. Make sure you take your time if you need to. I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can pause the screen and just make sure yours is lined up correctly. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to this single that we have close to the ground. And once you have that single close to the ground located, we're going to go and put our placement block above it so we can work from it. And we're going to go up and to the left, 3 vertical, 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. Up and to the left, 2 vertical, 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Up and to the left, 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 3, 4. From that 4 vertical, we're then going to put a placement block on top of it now, so that way we can go up and to the left, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the left, 2 vertical. 1, 2. And we're almost connected to the shoulder bit right there. All we're going to do now is go up and to the left, 8 vertical. So placement block to the top or left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're gonna have to go back towards the right a little bit, just so that way we can hook up with this angle right here. All we're going to do is go up into the right, 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And thankfully, you can just keep putting your placement block on top each time. And even if we're changing directions, putting your placement block on the top will be the safest way to complete this. But anyways, we have this one gap between this 2 flat and the 4 vertical we just placed. So we're going to put our placement block on top and go up into the right, 5 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, that closed out the shape by making them meet up at the diagonal on that first block right there. So we're pretty much done with this right side right here. All we're gonna have to do is keep on bringing this 5 vertical up towards the top. Then we're gonna do the bow, and then we're gonna switch over to the black concrete to do the shading, and we'll be done. So if you've made it this far, guys, just tough it out. You're almost done. So we're just gonna zoom through this final part. So from that 5 vertical, if we go to the top block, we can go up into the right, 2 vertical, 4 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Make sure you place your placement block. 1, 2, that's 3. And then finally, 1, 2, that's 4. And then we're going to clean up the space. From there, we're going to go up into the right, 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should already know, just keep putting your placement block on top each time. I'll tell you when we're switching direction, so don't worry about it. Up into the right, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up into the right, 6 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're covering a lot of space with these larger numbers, so that's good. It's just going to be a little bit of a curvy shape going on. It's nothing too complex. From here, we're going to go up into the right, 3 vertical, 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. Placement block. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. Placement block. And then 1, 2, 3, that's 3. Perfect. Now we need to curve back to the left a little bit just to mimic the shape of the outer hair. So we're going to be putting our placement block at the same spot, but we're going to be on the left side this time. We're going to go up and to the right 4 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 2. Up and to the left 3 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. We just do a quick zoom out so you can see what we're working with here. You can see how close it is to the other shapes that's her left ear right here, or right here at least, from our view. And then you can see the outline over there. We're just kind of centered. We're going up from there. So our next spot is going to be a big number. We're going to go up and to the left 19 vertical. So we're going to count a group of 10 and then mark it. And then we're going to count a group of 9 afterwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we mark that 10th block. And then since it's 19, we need 9 more now. So let's go on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. From the top block, we can go up and to the left 7 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Placement block at the top. Up and to the left 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and to the left 8 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're getting ready to reach the bow now. So the bow is going to be very complex. So from the 8 vertical, we're going to go up and to the left 5 vertical 3 times in a row. So we have our placement block ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. And then finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3. Hopefully you guys are able to follow along. I know I'm kind of rushing through this thing, but I don't think it's that complex because we're just going up. Yeah. Anyways, from there we're going to go up and to the left 2 vertical. Up and to the left 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it connected to the bow at the correct spot. And funny enough, even if you mess up bridging this thing upwards, technically it doesn't matter where it connects because we already set up this stuff we had right here waiting was the start of the bow. So as long as this stuff is already in the right place where we have these markers at, this thing doesn't need to connect because it's not going to be used for the bow. So just a little bit of a disclaimer. As long as this part is correct, you should be fine. Or the part we have markers on already. You'd want to be correct all along so that way there's 0 mistakes, but I'm just letting you guys know not to freak out completely. Anyways, what we're going to start first is doing the outline of the bow. So we're going to fly up to where we have this 2 vertical marked at the top right here. So we can get rid of the markers. And first thing we're going to do is go up and to the right from it, 1 single. So we're still doing our placement block on top pattern. We're then going to go up and to the right 2 vertical, 1, 2. Up and to the right 1 single again. So now we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 pattern. Then we're going to go up and to the right 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up and to the right 1 single. And then to close off this little shape before we start tipping out the spike or whatever, we're going to go up and to the right 2 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Now the reason I said that's closing out the shape pretty much is because the bow kind of tips out right here and then spikes back down. So what we're going to do is from this top set of 2 vertical right here, we're going to double up and put another 1 to the right of each of them, like so. And then we're going to work with those new blocks we just placed. From that top block in the new block we just placed, we're going to put 2 coal on top, 1, 2, like so. And from the bottom block, we're going to put a placement block underneath it so that way we can go down into the right 2 vertical, 1, 2. From that 2 vertical, we're going to continue bridging down with the bow pattern. So we're going to go down into the right 2 vertical again, 1, 2. Down into the right 3 vertical 2 times in a row. So we have our placement block underneath or to the right side. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, that's 1. And then we need to do it a second time. So we put our placement block a second time and 1, 2, 3, that's 2. From there, we're going to go down into left 1 single. So we're switching to the left side. Down into left 2 vertical, and we're going to do that 4 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. 1, 2, that's 3. 1, 2, that's 4. Alright, pattern's looking really good. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. From here, we're going to start flattening out a tiny bit, so we're going to go down into left 1 single. Then we're going to put a placement block underneath so that we can go down into the left 10 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I miscounted. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And from that 10 flat, we're going to do two things from it. First, starting from the left side, we're going to count over 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. And from that third block, we're going to put 1 coal underneath it. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the final block and put 1 placement block to the left side. So that way we can go up and to the left 3 flat. 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, that 3 flat did connect with some of the bow we already had at the diagonal. That's fine. We can finish up some of the extra detail lines before we move on to this 1 single we put underneath it. So first thing we're going to do is from the 3 flat, we're going to go to this left block in it, this first block all the way over here, and we're going to put 2 coal underneath it. 1, 2, like so. And as you can see, it connected to what we had waiting right here. And usually I would get rid of this placement block, but we're going to do another thing with this placement block, so I'm going to leave it for now. Instead, we're going to go back to the 3 flat we have right here. And above each of these blocks, we're going to put 1 more coal on top. So 1, 1, 1, like so. And then we're going to extend it over an extra 2 blocks to the right side. 1, 2. From there, we're going to put a placement block on the end. And we're going to go up into the right 4 flat. And then up into the right 3 flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then placement block 1, 2, 3. And that's it for that bow. Now what we can do is we can go over to that single that I just said, that placement block that I just said I'm not removing, and we can go down into the right from it, 2 singles, so 1, 2, then we can go down into the right 2 flat, 1, 2, and then we can finish this shape by going down into the right 2 singles a second time. So what was this bottom right part right here? We go 1, 2. Perfect. So we still have a couple of more parts to shape out, and I'm going to do that right now. What we're going to do is backtrack to that single we put below the 3rd block. So this one right here, I should have marked it, but you should be able to locate it. It's literally right above where we just finished building. From that single, we're going to go and loop it around to create the second half of the bow. So what we're going to do is go underneath it and go down into the right 1 single again. Down into the right 5 flat, so placement block underneath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need to arch back upwards and then curve it back around. So we're going to be going up into the right, 2 flat, 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Up into the right 3 flat. 1, 2, 3. Up into the right 2 flat again. 1, 2. And then finally up into the right 3 flat. So placement block to the top or right side. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be the top of this second part of the bow. So we're going to curve it back down and meet up with what we have built right there. And the way we're going to do that is by going to the center block in that 3 flat and putting 3 coal underneath it. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, 3. There we go. We're then going to put a placement block underneath and go down into the left 2 vertical. 1, 2. Down into left 3 vertical 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. Down into left 2 vertical again. 1, 2. And from that bottom block into 2 vertical, we're going to put an extra 2 coal to the left side. So 1, 2, like so. And this meets up at the diagonal, completing the bow tie shape. The only thing we have to do is the circular part, the knot, I guess it's called. There's a knot in the bow. So that's where we have the final piece of our placement block right here with the 2 flat. That's just going to be the bow in her hair. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of these 2 placement blocks. And on the left side over here, we're going to put our placement block at the end or top side. So that way we can go up into the left 2 flat. 1, 2. From the left block in that 2 flat, we're going to put an extra 4 coal on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to go up into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. Up into the right 1 single. Up into the right 2 flat. 1, 2. And then to curve it back down and close out the shape, we're just going to put our placement block underneath. So that way we can go down into the right 2 flat. 1, 2. Perfect. So now we successfully completed the entire build. We just need to do the shading bit, which is why we have that marker on the left side of the hair over there. It's going to take some time to do it. If you guys don't want to do the shading and you just want to color her hair entirely one color, you can stop the build right now and probably skip to the end. But for those of you guys who want every last detail, we're going to go over to that right now. So for your inventory, you're going to need black concrete next to your grass blocks, and we're going to move over and do the shading right now. First order of business for the shading is, before we go over to that left side where we have the bow tie over here where we just completed the knot shape, the L shape we created right here by putting 4 on top of the 2 flat right here is where I want to go and create a little bit of pre-work is what I'll call it. So once you locate it, what we're first going to do is go to this second to last block from the bottom, and I want you to put 4 pieces of black concrete to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Then what we're going to do is go to the top block, so this one right here, and we're going to put 1 concrete to the left. And you can see they're 2 different colors, so when I call out these colors, you can tell the difference and know which one we're working with. It should be easy that way. That's why I like to use 2 different sets of blocks, so that way you don't get confused as much. Anyways, now if we go up and to the right to the 2 vertical that's right above here, we're going to put 1 black concrete on top of it as well. And those are the little marker spots that I wanted to start from before we fly over to the left side. All right, so now that you have that done, let's go to the left side. And usually I'd have you mark them, but since they're different colors, it should be easy enough to locate them. We're gonna fly to the left side where we have this 3 flat marked out. And remember, this was done in black concrete, not in our coal, because we already knew what color we were gonna do the shading with. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down and to the right from this end block, 2 flat with our black concrete 2 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. Down and to the right, 2 singles. 1, 2. Down and to the right, 2 vertical. 1, 2. Down and to the right, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. And from this 3 vertical, we're going to do 2 things. First, from the bottom block, we're going to go down and to the right 1 single to connect us to the root of her hair. But then also what we're going to do from that 3 vertical is if we go to the top block, we can put our placing block to the top side of it and go up and to the right 2 flat. 1, 2. Perfect. This is going to split into 2 different directions, so it's going to get quite confusing. I think we should do the right side first and then come back to the left side. So for the left side, we're just going to put 7 coal on top of this left block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then mark that top block to come back to later. And then we can go to this right block into 2 flat and continue building. So from here, we're going to put our placement block to the top or right side and go up into the right 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. We're then going to go up into the right 7 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up into the right 2 flat 3 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. 1, 2, that's 3. Up into the right 3 flat 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. And you can see we're almost at the center point of her hair, so we're making good progress. These numbers are nice and big, so it's a lot easier to cover the space. Anyways, from here we're gonna start heading towards the tip of the spike. What we're gonna do is go up into the right 5 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're then gonna go up into the right 6 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from that 6 flat, we're gonna do 2 things. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the second to last block from the right side. And then we're gonna find the 2 blocks to the left of that as well, like so. So it's 3 blocks in total, basically skipping the final block on the right side. And we're gonna put 1 concrete below each of them. Then what we're gonna do is go to the final block and go up into the right 2 flat. So placing block to the top side. 1, 2. The 2 flat is just a spike, so we're not gonna work with it. Instead, we're gonna backtrack to this 3 flat we created on the bottom right here and work with that. So we're gonna go to the left block into 3 flat and come back to the down into the left pattern by going down into the left 3 flat again. 1, 2, 3. Down into the left 2 flat, and we're gonna do that 6 times in a row. So count carefully. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. 1, 2, that's 3. 1, 2, that's 4. 1, 2, that's 5. And then finally, 1, 2, that's 6. Looking good. And I didn't delete all my dirt blocks before, so let's just go back and clean up some of this space. Perfect. From there, we're gonna go down into the left 2 singles. 1, 2. Down into the right 1 single. And now that we have that down into the right, we're going to start arching towards the ribbon, which is what we set up for. So we're going to put our placement block to the right each time, and we're going to go up into the right 2 flat, 1 2, placement block on the right side, up into the right 3 flat, 1 2 3, up into the right 17 flat. So we're going to count the first 10, mark it, and then count 7 afterwards. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 17 in total. If you are an expert, you guys don't always have to do my safety precautions. You guys already know this. If you know how to count 17 and you're not worried about messing up, just count your 17. You don't need to mark anything. From here, we're going to put our placement block at the end and go down into the right 8 flat. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Whoops, wrong block. That's happening a lot recently. Down into the right 4 flat. 1 2 3 4. Placement block. Down into the right 3 flat. 1 2 3. And then finally, this should hopefully meet us up at the diagonal. We're going to go down into the right 4 flat again. 1 2 3 4. And yep, as you can see, it met up at the diagonal with the 1 single we had waiting for us right there. So that closes out one of the stops on the right side. That's perfect. What we're going to do now is drop down to the 4 flat we have waiting right below it with the black concrete. And I want you to go to the left side of it and go down into left 2 vertical. 1 2. And this is going to be very short. I think the longest part we have coming up is going to just be the part we marked all the way over there. Just bringing that over to the right side and we'll be done. But this part's going to be very quick and short. I should have done it earlier. From the 2 vertical, we're going to put our placement block underneath and go down into the right 2 flat. 1 2. Down into the right 2 singles. 1 2. Down into the right 3 vertical. 1 2 3. Down into the right 5 vertical. 1 2 3 4 5. And now that we have that meeting up at the diagonal, or not the diagonal, with the rest of the shape, we're done with that one. Like I said, it's very short. Should have done it earlier. But we can fly over to the left side now, where we have this top block marked, and that 7 vertical we added to the left block. If you remember, if you know, you know, you know. And we're going to work with that. We have to bring it to the right side, and then we'll be done. So from that top block, we're going to remove the placement block on it and put one above it, like so. And we're going to use that placement block on top to build on the left and the right side. On the left side, we're going to go up into the left 4 vertical. 1 2 3 4. And on the right side, we're going to go up into the right 2 vertical. 1 2. Now what we're going to do is this right side is going to loop around and eventually come back and connect to the top block in this 4 vertical. So I'm going to mark the bottom block into 4 vertical so we can work with it later. And then we're going to just work with this 2 vertical on the right side because it's going to connect anyways. So going to the right side, we're going to put a placement block on top and go up into the right 2 vertical. 1 2. Up into the right 1 single. Up into the right 2 vertical again. 1 2. Up into the right 1 single. Up into the right 3 vertical now. So placement block to the top or right side. 1 2 3. And from the top block in that 3 vertical, we're going to put 1 coal to the right side. And from the middle block in that 3 vertical, we're going to put 2 concrete to the left side. So 1 2. So we have this shape. Mark those 2 concrete to the left side because we're going to come back to it in literally like 30 seconds. What we're going to do is go to this top right corner right here and go up into the right 2 singles with our black concrete. 1 2. We're then going to go up into the right 2 flat. 1 2. And then finally up into the right 1 single. We just needed to spike that out and then we can backtrack now. Like I said, we're going to come back to this 2 flat, so that's why we marked it. Maybe it was a little bit less than 30 seconds, probably like 10. Anyways, from that 2 flat, we can remove the placement blocks now. And we're going to go down into the left 3 singles from it. 1 2 3. Down into left 2 vertical. 1 2. And as you can see, like I said earlier, it's going to connect back to the 4 vertical. So that's why I didn't really do anything with it. But we marked the bottom block because that's where we need to work with next. So it looped around, connected back. That's fine. Everything inside right here is going to be black concrete if you want to color it from now. But yeah, let's work with the bottom block in this 4 vertical and put a placement block underneath it and go down into left 2 singles. 1 2. Placement block on top so we can go up and to the left 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and to the right 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the right 1 single. Up and to the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. And now for the extended piece before we start bridging towards the right side, or we are bridging towards the right side right now, but it's going to start flattening and getting a lot easier. We're going to go up and to the right 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From those singles now, we're going to put a placement block on top so we can go up and to the right 2 flat 3 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. 1, 2, that's 3. Then we're going to go up and to the right 4 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we still have quite a bit of distance to cover, and that's going to shrink very, very shortly because what we're going to do is go up and to the right 17 flat. So placement block to the top or right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark the 10th block. And then we need 7 more because it's 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And I think we're really close now. It's like we got like a minute left. Anyways, from here we're going to go down into the right 3 flat. 1, 2, 3. Down into the right 2 flat. 1, 2. Down into the right 3 flat again. 1, 2, 3. Down into the right 1 single. Down into the right 2 flat 3 times in a row. 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. And then finally placement block 1, 2, that's 3. Yeah, it's right there. Just wanted to make sure. From here we're going to go down into the right 7 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might need to switch over to PC or something to do my builds because my controller is starting, like the analog stick is starting to break and stuff. Xbox is getting out of date. Anyways, what we're going to do is go down into the right 2 vertical. 1, 2. And then finally down into the right 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. And as expected, it met up at the diagonal, completing the shape. So now you are completely done with the pixel art, guys. We're going to go over the colors real shortly, but pat yourself on the back if you've made it this far. You are completely finished with your Nezuko tutorial, and all you need to do now is color it. So if you're following the thumbnail, you can just color it without me, but I'm going to go over the colors now in a quick jump cut. Alright, and we're back. So for you pixel art experts, you guys can just color it in on your own. You can see there's 2 gaps on the left side of her hair and the right side of her hair. Make sure you don't fill those in. Those are supposed to be blank. But let's go over the colors real quick. You're going to need pink concrete, white concrete, cyan terracotta, gray concrete, black concrete, lime concrete, purple terracotta, green concrete, birch planks, oak planks, and especially your splash potion of swiftness. Now, it can't fit into your toolbar, so the way I suggest clearing up that space is first off just doing the muzzle. The muzzle is going to be the only instance where you're using the green, and once you're finished with it, you can remove these 2 blocks from your inventory, and you'd have your space for your oak planks and your splash potion. So for the muzzle, you can see the bottom half that we ironed out. It's going to be dark green concrete. Then above it's going to be lime, and then we already had that 1 strip of white that we put at the top. So just do that real quick, and then you can properly set up your inventory to have your splash potion of swiftness and everything available. All right, once you do that, you can start from the bottom like I usually do. Now her hair is grayish and black, but then her kimono or her hayori or whatever you want to call it, I think it's a hayori, is also gray. So I wanted to make it a different type of gray, so that way you can at least tell the difference in case you need to edit it. So that's why I have the cyan terracotta. So you have the cyan terracotta in this triangle shape in the bottom right here. Then you have it in the closest part to her shirt is also cyan. Same thing on the right side. You have this little triangle bit right here where her hair overlaps her shirt. And then you have the rest of her shoulder is going to be that cyan terracotta. Then moving on to her inner shirt, that's where we have the pink concrete. All these little triangle shapes are going to be pink. Then you have this cut off at the center, and then you do the right side as well. Then we have the fold in her shirt, which is going to be all white concrete. It's just this little V shape, and then the overlap goes all the way up into the neck right there, and then stops. The bottom half of her neck is where we're going to have that oak plank coming in, because it's going to be a little bit dark and shaded because there's that shadow underneath from her chin. And then once we reach this chin part that's below the muzzle, we're going to switch over to birch planks. Especially for the rest of the face, it's going to be all birch planks as well. Other than the ears are also going to be oak planks. You can see these little corners right here. We have this little C shape with the oak planks. Same thing on the right side, little C shape with the oak planks. Then we can break out the black concrete, and we can do that little shading overlap for the back of her hair. This little triangle shape right here, black concrete. Underneath the muzzle as well, black concrete. Left side as well, this entire area, all black concrete. And this is just the hair that's in the back of her head. Like, it's gonna be behind the front hair, so that's why it's darker. That's why I went with the rest of the hair being gray concrete. You can color everything in pretty much with gray. Remember to leave these little holes empty. So this on the left side and the right side, there's like a gap in her hair. And then when you move up to her top of her head, that's where the shading comes in. I decided to put a little bit more black concrete in there just to give it some diversity. Basically where we ironed out the details, everything inside of what we scoped out with the black concrete at the end is going to be black. Even going over to this left side right here. So give it a pause and look at where it is. It might be a little bit confusing to you, but if you just look at the right hand camera screen, I'm pretty sure you can see where you're supposed to color that in. And then the inner part right here is going to be gray concrete as well. Then moving over to the ribbon, that's all going to be pink concrete. And that's it for everything other than the eyes. The eyes are pretty difficult because it's like multi-shaded. We already did the white line detail, so we're only gonna have to worry about the pinks and the blacks. So in the thickness of the eyebrows or the eyeliner, we're gonna put black concrete in there on both eyes. Then we're gonna color in the pupil with white. And then this, not the pupil, the eyeball. The eyeball is gonna be white. And then the pupil is gonna be pink concrete. And then the inner part is gonna be pink terracotta. I mean purple terracotta, so you can see. That gives it the multi-shade effect. Looks really good on the right hand camera screen, especially with the extra layer of white concrete next to the pinks. Gives it like an angelic feel. So I like how it turned out. If you guys have finished yours, be sure to tweet at me, let me know. I think my Twitter handle is @PhoenixDeathMC. It should be in the description below. Hopefully you guys are able to complete this one. This was an expert level tutorial. It's very hard for beginners, and I know a lot of Demon Slayer fans have come from the Tanjiro and My Hero builds, so a lot of you guys are new. Hopefully you guys were able to complete it. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe for more pixel art content. This is Phoenix, and as always, I'll see you guys later.